Put your jacket on. It's chilly. Let's talk about you, Mr. Bruce Willis. Sad news as Bruce Willis announces that he will be stepping away from filmmaking due to his recent diagnosis with aphasia. Very awful news considering Bruce Willis is in just literally about everything right now. He is responsible for, I would say, a quarter to a half of any movie that is currently on a streaming platform. So in this week's episode of Films with Farrell, we will be going into my top 10 Bruce Willis movies. I don't like to talk top 10s when we talk about Bruce Willis because he's probably responsible for thousands of movies. But for this week, we will make an exception. Welcome to Films with Farrell. Enjoy the show. Before we get any deeper into the show, folks, if you're liking what you're seeing, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Keep up to date on all things Films with Farrell. We've branched out into some monologues and some scenes as well, so you don't want to miss any of that. Important topic when we are talking about Bruce Willis. IMDb shows that currently in 2022, he still has 8 movies that are either in post-production or fully complete, waiting to actually launch out right there. So while Bruce Willis is stepping away from acting, 8 movies already in 2022 that we can expect. So I think we will be just okay, at least this year, with a good amount of Bruce Willis. But on to the top 10. Let's go. Coming in at number 10, we have Death Wish. Directed by Eli Roth, Bruce Willis plays a doctor who knows how to kill people in a variety of different ways. Pretty interesting right there, but he is all about avenging the death of his wife in a home invasion, which also left his daughter severely wounded. Movie is star-studded. You have Dean Norris, Elizabeth Shue, Vincent D'Onofrio, obviously Bruce Willis as well. Movie did not get the most love in terms of reviews. I recommend checking out if you haven't. It's a solid Bruce Willis action thriller. Coming in at number 9, we're going with a comedy, The Whole Nine Yards. Again, talk about star-studded. You have Amanda Peet, Matthew Perry, Michael Clark Duncan, Harlan Williams, the guy from Rocket Man. Bruce Willis is a Chicago mobster that's forced to go hang out in Canada, becomes neighbors with Matthew Perry, who is a dentist. Matthew Perry could definitely play a dentist because he just seems like a quirky, weird motherfucker to begin with. Great movie, obviously a classic, especially in comedy. They made a sequel, not too good, but Whole Nine Yards coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, you have Bandits. Bandits, low-key fantastic movie. I think I was getting free channels once as a kid and I watched this like 5 times in a row. Fantastic. You have Willis, you have Billy Bob Thornton, and you have Cate Blanchett. Just check it out if you haven't seen it. It's usually on TV. It's about the sleepover bandits, the nice guy bandits that just, are bank robbers too. But solid movie. Check it out. Coming in at number 7, we have 12 Monkeys. Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt star in a sci-fi thriller about a man traveling back in time to collect information about a man-made virus that's destroying half of the human population. Kind of sounds maybe familiar? Coming in at number 6, we have Red. Bruce Willis is a retired and extremely dangerous former CIA field agent pairing up with Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, Mary Louise Parker, and Carl Urban as the bad guy? Come on, check it out if you haven't already, which you've been living under a rock if you haven't seen Red. Coming in at number 5, you have, we're going a little bit old school here, The Last Boy Scout. You have Bruce Willis teaming up with Damon Wayans in a perfect mix of comedy, action, and crime. Say less. I think Wayans liked this movie so much he went on to go shoot Bulletproof with Adam Sandler. I think that's the whole reason why he did Bulletproof was because he loved The Last Boy Scout so much. Adam Sandler, Bruce Willis, same person? Probably not. Coming in at number 4, we have to go Pulp Fiction, okay? Teaming up in a Tarantino movie, Willis, Uma Thurman, John Travolta, you have Samuel L. Jackson, just to name a few. I mean, Tim Roth, Ving Rhames. I mean, who doesn't remember the ball gang in the mouth? Samurai sword. I mean, pretty fucking crazy scenes, but Pulp Fiction at number 4 without a doubt. Number 3, Bruce Willis, it seems like he teams up with this guy a lot, M. Night Shyamalan. We're going with The Sixth Sense at the number 3 spot. Might be probably my first experience with Bruce Willis seeing this movie. It was, I think, came out in 1999. So if you don't realize Bruce Willis is dead by now, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. But absolutely fantastic movie. You have a little Haley Joel Osment in there. Like he's just a little boy. Come on. What a great movie. Fucking killer ending. Coming in at number 2, probably the movie that launched the career that is Bruce Willis. The movie that took the comedic television actor and turned him into an action fucking superstar. We are talking about the best Christmas movie of all time. We were talking about Die Hard. What an absolute fantastic role. Dude's made thousands of movies, probably not that many, but that is still kind of the role that I think of almost all the time at first glance when I think about Bruce Willis. Him as fucking John McClane, coming out to the coast, get together, have a few laughs. Die Hard at number 2, and it's hard to beat that too. And coming in at the number 1 spot in terms of Bruce Willis movies, Armageddon. Okay? Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Michael Clark Duncan, Steve Buscemi, Owen Wilson, Billy Bob Thornton, a whole slew of actors attached to this Michael Bay end of the world drama. Bruce Willis saved the fucking world from devastation, all right? He blew himself and that fucking asteroid to pieces so I can bring this podcast to you here today. Thank you, Mr. Bruce Willis. Well, folks, that's the show. Thanks for stopping by. Would love to hear from you guys. What is your top 10 in terms of Bruce Willis movies? Give me your top 5 if you can't figure out top 10. Give me your top 100. God knows the guy's made a ton of movies. Much love, respect, appreciation for Bruce Willis. Like I said, he's pretty much in every streaming movie out there right now. Gonna miss the movies that he's been making for years and years and years. But thankfully, we do have libraries full of these things that we can watch at any time. That's the show, folks. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Stay up to date on all things Films with Farrell. Until next time. Phew.